And we live. What's popping? Welcome to Marcy. What episode is this?
I think 6 or 7.
Let's go.
I
Welcome to
think it's. I think it might be 7 already.
welcome to episode 7 of Transmutation Station. It's the neighborhood hope dealer and Marcy, majestic magi. Well, hello. Say hello to the people.
Hi everyone. Happy New Year. Hey, neighborhood hope dealer. How's it been?
Man, it's been
Happy
good.
to be here.
Happy to be here. You know, it's always hard for us to get here, but when we here,
Whew.
we here. We out
When we're
here.
here, we lock down for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while, and yes, I'm excited to be here. So this is a jump from these motherfuckers. I remember the title of our last show.
Somebody said there's a volcano erupting right now in Spain. Ooh, that's crazy. Uh, but we'll talk about that later. So what was the last thing we talked about? What's popping, Steven Tyler? Happy fucking
Hey,
Testimony Tuesday.
um, these motherfuckers was our last episode.
Fuckers.
And so we've braved the holidays or
Mhm.
Christmas, whatever. They always say holidays now. Just happy holidays.
Yeah, everybody says it to be. We want to be
So we
fucking
don't offend nobody.
politically correct. We talking. We say happy holidays. I'd be like,
Right?
man. And so, just so you know, random factoid, my nerdness, me being a pastor's daughter from Louisiana, a lot of people in the spirit of talking about how we try to take Christ out of holidays, a lot of people get mad when we put an X in front of Miss Christmas. Like instead of saying Christ, we say X. It's you taking Jesus out, but actually X, I believe, or I forget what language is in, but it's actually it's like short for Christ. So when you put the X in front of
Right.
it doesn't take anything away from it. It's just an abbreviation.
Right.
But
I mean, I think that's all perception too. I mean, honestly, it's your intention. I do believe truly everything's your intention. That's just my belief. But even if like you could give somebody the finger and send them love at the same time, it's your intent. What are you really truly feeling in your heart is
for the
what it is.
part, but I'll still love you with the love of the Lord.
I love you, but fuck you too.
But I love you, but fuck.
But it's kind of then you drive home and you're like, man, I probably really shouldn't have gave that old guy the finger. So that's where you can transition it and reel yourself back in too. Um, no, I honestly think it's the intention. I don't think. I mean, there's so many there's so many restrictions on a lot of things, when it comes to anything, anything political, anything in religious connotation and things like that. And that's what I guess, from my perspective, it's your intention. It's like, so I really don't think that the divine, I don't think that divine love cares if you swear. It's like, if you're swearing, are you swearing like in vain? Are you saying GD and saying it with damnation toward the
Yeah.
toward the holy? Are you just driving around and you're like jamming and you're saying, you're just feeling good and you're like, GD, that's awesome or whatever, and it just flies out of your mouth? I think that there's different, flip sides of the coins on pretty much everything or anything you want to talk about, to be honest.
So let's okay. So I know our topics today is supposed to be kind of detoxing. I'll keep forcing
Mhm.
that in, but so with that, but one of the things I want to talk about, are you tell me what you think about this? This is something that a concept that I came up when I was in a car driving, and I talked about it today. But I think I could talk about it deeper with you. So I said, so your assignment is your assignment. Whatever your assignment is from God, whatever you believe in, it's your assignment. That's how I look at the world. So whatever I do, like, you can't tell me what's God's purpose for my life. You can't, nobody can call you and tell you what your purpose is for your life. Nobody can tell you. And I say that God made it so that when he gave you the assignment, no matter what you say in the human language to the person, to another person, they won't understand it because they're not supposed to. Like, oh, it's something
Yeah.
that you're made and built to understand. So what do you think about that?
That's awesome to kind of touch on, because I think a lot of us too, it's on you know what you mean, but if you're trying to explain it, but I always kind of think that the frequency that's meant to be delivered will be delivered. I mean, even if we're just having a conversation about shits and giggles or whatever, anything that rings louder to you or anything you truly remember, I always think that the divine will deliver. And I think that that's kind of also goes in that where we can't try to prove, or not can't per se, but that no one to hold them, no one to fold them. It's like I think so many of us really try to, you know who you are, and even though we're learning every day, we're learning ourselves, we're gaining new knowledge, and you're still learning and evolving clearly. But if you truly know who you are, then and it is hard some days. So we're not, none of us, I always say, not above the law, but nobody can really disturb your peace. So it's kind of like you can't argue with somebody or try to continue to waste your energy explaining something that somebody's not willing to perceive or push it on anybody. You know what I mean?
Discernment comes in. So you got to discern whether they want to listen to you, whether they don't give a fuck, or whether they trying not to give a fuck,
right? And then some people, and then also too, some people just want to, if they're just wanting to play devil's advocate or hate, and they could be asking you open-ended questions and then still trying to challenge your skill set, or keep roundabout in that same question and different, playing mind games and fuckery and stuff, and then that's when you just know, I'm not wasting my time. It doesn't, because they're just trying to destroy or challenge your thoughts and beliefs, which could be a good, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because like I said, if you know who you are, and if they catch you on a good day, they're not going to be able to rile you up, right? And I think that maybe that's the balance, that also too is the balance and the discernment and energy. So really we can kind of laugh at those things. It's just how we transmute them, or is it going to affect you emotionally? So there's emotional balance within all of that as well. I mean, I kind of don't, I don't ever try to, I personally, I guess before I have before not pushed anything on anybody, but if I'm like in conversation with a family member or something, and they're, and they're not trying to get it, but I'm one of them people, I'll explain, like the lights always go up and down in here. Explain in many, or I'll say it like in all 4 or 5 different ways until I feel like they understand, but not because I'm taking away from their intelligence, because I guess maybe I feel like I'm a good teacher in that aspect, because I know that I understand things different. Like a lot of times I could read something in the book, or somebody could tell me something, and we can laugh about this. I have a bad joke. I always blamed it on being left-handed, because I think about things a totally different way. Like for whatever reason, it's like I'm already, my mind is so, you could be telling me about a damn candy bar, and I'm already trying to figure out like a spiritual like the spiritual message of it, and that's where I got to pull myself back, and that's my fault. I take responsibility.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so if I ask questions, like sometimes I notice sometimes my father become frustrated with me because he thinks that I'm messing with him, and I'll say, no, what I'm asking you, what do you mean? Like, am I understanding what you're trying to say? Because I do want to understand. And so I've never really been a person that wasn't I never was afraid to ask questions. I love questions. I think that people should, I do think that no question is a dumb question, because we all have been in that point where I try not to belittle or demean anybody ever.
Look, I don't agree with you there. Some people do ask dumbass questions.
Fuck well, that. if they mean to be an asshole and try to fuck with your mind, but. Yeah. But honestly, if they're, they could be blanked out or something.
if it's a genuine, everything, I feel like everything goes back to discernment. The spirit doesn't lie. Like you have to who is genuinely seeking help and who is trying to be a dick face.
Right. Well, also too, I also discovered too that here's another thing that could go a part of that, because when I realized, like, doing shows before or actually doing readings and stuff, I think sometimes that you get the person you're dealing with, I don't mean that in a bad way, but the person that you're talking with, they get so excited about the reading itself that it's almost like the energy just kind of engulfs them, and they kind of like are froze for a moment, and then because I've had people ask me like the same question over and over, and I'm answering it. I've answered it like to explain it in all those ways, but I think it's just because they're excited. You know, they're excited because I've also seen it watching other programs and other people delivering, and I kind of looked at it from a different perspective in that sense too. So yeah. Yeah, because I remember getting readings myself, and I'll be like, oh, like, you know, and you're excited, so you're kind of like, you want to take it all in, but usually it's when it's all said and done, it kind of lock and links and drops in, and you gain the, you know, so really it's just kind of listen, you know, and take it in.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked.
Yeah, you already know we get sidetracked. All right, so we said today we were going to talk about. You said we're at the tail end of whatever the fuck we in.
I feel like I feel like we're at the tail ends of healing some deep emotional energy over the last year, the years prior, the deep rooted energy that's evolving us to our highest best self. For the next stages, because I feel like this year's I feel like it's going to be a power year. I mean, I feel it's going to be a good year. I hope it, but I think that we're being taken next level at this step, and so maybe I think everybody kind of becomes excited, like with the new year and that, and then as I always say, I don't really, I look at astrology and stuff, but I hear that we're really not, or from what I understand, we're really not actually in the new year yet. Is that accurate?
I don't know.
So, astrology wise, they say that we're not. I could be wrong. So, but, so I feel like there's a lot of emotional loose ends tying up, and people are kind of regurgitating a lot of that loose end energy, and basically we're kind of just. And I did feel to do like an emotional healing, like to send out some emotional healing type Reiki, and we'll try to incorporate that at some point, to kind of just shoot some love to the heart, the Christ conscious center here.
Yeah, that part. April is spring Aries season, so I've heard that too. Reflection.
High reflection.
That's the new astrological year. Yes, absolutely. That's
yeah. So if people feel like things, hey Aquarian Essence, if people feel like stuff, that's why I think everybody thinks like the new year and all of a sudden everything, like as of January 1st, should just start ripping and rolling, and how come everything's not coming together or whatever. Well, first and foremost, it's up to us to make that come together, right, the best of our ability. So we got to put forth the effort. But number two, I think that there's a lot of residual loose ends tying up, and then I guess that would apply to wherever, when you were speaking about the placements and the charts and stuff, and retrogrades and things like that.
And so really quickly, and I think we should talk about that. Like, so that it's so in alignment with being at the tail end of a deep healing. So we have Venus, which is the planet of self. So the Venus is all about, it's me. It's all about me. That's Venus. We have Venus retrograde in what is said to be the most selfish but disciplined sign. So it's like this cycle, this retrograde is making us because it's ruled, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a disciplinarian. Saturn is the army sergeant. It's training us. It's making us get rid of shit that we can't hold on to anymore. But it has to do with self. So, and it's Venus. So relationship with yourself. Have I been treating myself bad for the last couple of years because I'm allowing things? Have I been allowing other people treat me bad? Have I been allowing jobs? And the corporate, the Capricorn, the Venus, the disciplinarian is like, no fucking more. Even if you want to, you can go out dragging, you can go out screaming, but we gonna get this whole ass out you. We're gonna get the bitch out you. What you're about to go into, you can't have no bitch assness in. That's
true.
That's the Venus Capricorn, and so it's evoking a what I call it the midlife crisis, because it's just like midlife crisis is I'm this far in life and this is all I've done. So this energy is kind of like that, but it's like you're this far in life. Oh well, damn, I caught it before it was too late. I'm not in crisis. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and I think when you look at it like that, it hit different.
I wish people would really understand, because it's not really so much about to touch base on that, about so much material and stuff. I mean, we've all had our rise and our fall, clearly, or different transitions. But I wish people would really realize just how much they've all done already so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like the little things you didn't even realize. If you, I mean, because how many? I mean, maybe that's everybody's homework after tonight. Even if you gave yourself 10 minutes to kind of just really reflect on like the high points of your life, or the little moments where you just didn't think at the time, you were just being yourself and you didn't really think at the time. But we honestly have done so much more than you would ever even imagine. Even in times you didn't even think you were. You were just being your true self and you were helping people. So I think that we're also stationed in a program. Stationed, if I said stationed, but stationed, like stuck in this programmed box that we always continuously talk about. But every time you open it up, it opens on, we're throwing some confetti out on different levels, but I also think that this is a year of actually freedom, to be honest with you, because look at how many, somebody was talking about, a lot of people not wanting to work, not wanting to work, not wanting, it's not so much that they don't want to work, they're tired. It's like, I think that we're coming into a freedom sense of where you can pick and choose what you want to do. And it's okay if somebody wants to do the 9 to 5. But I feel like people are starting to realize that, or they're finding ways or adjusting and understanding that you honestly really don't have to do that. I mean, how many people don't have the opportunity to spend time with their families and things like that? Or you have to ask somebody, can you have a vacation day? It's like that for the for the non-conformists like myself. I mean, it's like, man, it's fine. I love doing my thing and getting up and doing my thing, but I kind of get a little salty if I have to actually ask somebody if I could, I don't ask, I just tell now. I figured that out a long time ago. It's like, oh, if I want, you want a day off, you take a day off.
It's not, and that's not for everybody. Like I learned how to play the game, if that makes sense. But
right.
Do I get upset when people be asking me stupid ass questions? I'd be like, I run a whole business by myself with like several different entities, bitch. And you're asking me about this one monotest thing. Get the fuck out of my face. However, I learned how to deal with it because it's something that I really enjoy what I do, and a lot of people don't. That's not everybody doesn't have that. So I'm grateful for that.
But I think that that's the important part of actually understanding and learning yourself, and to also to reverb back to when you're talking about this is a year of the self. This is a year of truly learning yourself, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your weaknesses, learning your strengths, knowing, like you said before, what triggers you, what doesn't, and having the guts and the courage to push forward into your actual passions, your motivation, because we all have a job and a purpose for everything. Like you said, if you know what your purpose is, then you don't have to explain it to nobody, because what that truth in your heart is the truth.
They won't understand it. They won't understand it. Like you can, like people try to get that what I'm here for, and our problem is we look on other people's paper, or we try to tell them what their purpose is, or we judge them because their purpose don't look like our purpose. You don't know what the fuck their purpose is. So
right.
My purpose might be to cuss every day, all day. God just wants me to walk around saying fuck.
Right.
Same heavy you
right.
Because that's my purpose. You can't tell me what my purpose is, and that's people's problem.
That's true. Yeah, it's too much. Well, it's too much control. And that's what. And I think that we're shifting from the whole fear to love, running out of dropping the control and the authority. And it's fine, like we said, there you can be authoritative in a positive aspect, or people. I think the transition into freedom is people just dropping the asshole authoritism, because nobody needs to be told what to do. I mean, but some people do, I guess, but it just depends, because we all have a different role. Like you said, some people are the tyrant, and that's their role. And there's some people are brought in to irritate the fuck out of us our whole life, and that's their role. And that teaches us boundaries.
Yes, people don't get that. And that tyrant gonna be sitting right next to you in heaven, bitch. Like, that was their role.
Right. And that is why honestly nobody is your enemy, if you think about it. I mean, if it comes to a point where somebody's, you know, agitating you or whatever. They're agitating you because they're testing, do you know yourself? They're testing your discernment. They're testing your worth.
Like, do
They're
you know
testing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's their job, to keep your ass in a corner. It's like, are you gonna jump up out that box like the little Jack in the Box?
And so just to, and just kind of go to that, like, and people don't get certain things. Like, I realize how certain people move. Like, I know who I am. Like, when you, like, for instance, it was a Addams Family. I love the Addams Family. So Wednesday Addams ended up going to a regular school, right? So she's already weird. She looks weird just off rip, right? So she makes one friend. The one friend that she makes gets bullied by this popular girl. Wednesday Adam walks up to the girl and her calm Wednesday monotone voice and just drags the girl. And then the friend is like, no, don't do that. She's popular. You have to be locked in school with her for the rest of your year. She looked at the girl and said, no, she has to be locked in here with me.
Yes. And that equates to a self-love thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so when you know who you are, it hits different. Like, I don't have to hoop and holler. I don't have to yell. I don't have to threaten you. I'm just gonna, you know, I know who I am. When you know who you are, you move differently, you walk differently, you talk differently. You don't try to convince anybody or anything. You just say what you say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I know. It's kind of in people. I think people are a lot of people are intimidated by that, you know. But then again, we don't even. I mean, I personally, I can't speak for you. I don't really. I think I was just telling you this a little while ago. I don't even see I don't even see myself a lot of the ways that that I've been seen, I guess, or the perception of others. I don't see myself that way.
A butterfly can't see its spots. It can't see its own wings. You know, most can't, you know, it's just, you know,
the way I look at it, like, I wake up and I'm just me. That's who I am. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, but that's why you're so blessed. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that too. But it also taught me, you know, I had to learn discernment and spiritual boundaries and all that stuff. Like, you know, that I guess that must be a part of my chart makeup and stuff, because I feel like I can see the purity of everybody. So I can see people's souls. And
listen, to say that to the wrong person, because as a person, I would love to think myself pure, but I'm human. So when I say a person, and that makes me feel really good, because you give me so many compliments. You're very nice to me. You treat me like I'm a good human, and you can see that. And when you say you can see that, I believe you, because I can.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. For sure.
A lot of people can see the things that we see. So so to hear that from another person, especially like you, because there's a lot of people in our community that some people just tell you shit to gas you, you know what I'm saying? But you're very genuine. You come from the heart.
No, we'll tell each other the truth. I appreciate the truth. Hey, but I can't. I mean, I love what you've taught me up until this point, and I love that you taught you taught me to be comfortable with the parts of myself that I might not like, or to find, like, when you're talking about the ones, say, about the triggers and shit like that, you're like, okay, well, fuck it. I know, you know, but I'm just gonna be, you know, when you're honest, you're like, okay, don't fucking lie to me, or, you know, that's a trigger. That's a trigger. I mean, obviously, like, about you know, serious stuff or whatever, like, you know, but, you know, we were talking, it's like, you taught me that part about that, owning those strengths too. It's like, okay, well, you don't got to walk on eggshells, but I think part of a lot of that stuff is undoing all of those emotional insecurities that we were what's the word that I want, that were ingrained in us, even through born and even tied in from past lives, you know, things like that. So
let me tell you, wait, so Transmutation Station, I'll tell you, get in there is not constantly to be vulnerable, to have those conversations with you. Like, I don't know, like, when you learn these things, I'm not trying to teach them to you. Like you said, I'm just being me, but I just live out loud, because I feel like some people should, like, everybody should fit it. But the same for you. Like, you teach me. I always, like, I even read different. I even just, the way I move, the way I tap into my spirituality is different because you taught me that. Like,
Oh, thank you.
You know, I'm forever changed. Like, I got to sit, like, I'm honored because I get to sit with the greats. Like, I get to sit with people who really do this shit. Like, people, you know, you read about the soothsayers and the psychics and the Miss Cleos, but it's rare to actually sit with a real magical being, and people don't really get that. So, you know what I'm saying?
You're just as fucking magical. Like, I am not separate from you, my love. Hey, although as I moved my phone, I'm not separate from you. I love you so much, and that's what I really, you know, I don't want people to be nervous or afraid in my presence because I'm on the same playing field as you. That's the way I feel. That's how I see people. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of times, not you so much, but even in working environments. So it's like I'm gonna walk into a room and people are like, they're afraid of me. I'm like, it's like they're probably wondering, what is she thinking? What does she know about me? It's like, no, I'm not doing all that shit.
No, I'm not fucking thinking about you, bitch, bro. To be honest.
Took everything I had to get up this morning because it's so fucking cold. I'm not in my mind yet I had to scrape my cars off and stuff. I'm really not walking down into your soul. It's like,
not today, bitch.
Plus there's spiritual rules and shit, you know. You just can't go walking down to people's souls. Celebration.
All right.
But I do. But you know what? I do. Am very honored and am very blessed to be able to do the spiritual work and to be able to facilitate readings and things like that. That is the best parts of me that are effortless in a lot of ways, even though it's like it feels effortless and it's so easy because I love people and I love, you know, most of the time I love people and I love to communicate and help people because I always feel like the healings are always full circle, and I'm blessed to be able to do that. You know, I'm so grateful for it. It's my love.
Yeah,
it really is.
Everybody
I get to meet awesome people and be on here with you and what, you know what I mean? It's like, just think about it. You get to talk. Just the people that I've had the opportunities to meet and things like that, I never honestly thought I would have, you know. So that's beautiful. You can't ask for nothing better than that.
You're right. Like the people that I experience, the experiences that I get to have in this life, like I get to meet genuine people. Like, that's the thing too. It's so many people who have actually never met genuine people. They've only met gangsters and grimsters because that's all they are. That's the only thing they'll ever be, honestly. Because that's your assignment. Yeah. I don't know why you got that assignment. Maybe you can handle it. I'm grateful for the assignment I got, you know. But, you know,
right.
I'm just honored to be able, you already know, just to be able to, like, to know Michael. Like, that's another, like, just to know Michael and be able to, like, I'm a nerd, I'm a fangirl, and be able to call, you know, somebody that I look up to astrologically and to do a show with him and just to talk to him and to pick his genius child brain.
You know, I love the show you guys do. Yeah. And you know,
we popping it back off.
I know. I think things are starting. I think everybody kind of took like their little, not so much everyone, but I took a little downtime for sure.
But see, like unless I'll kind of let you into my life, like that's the way I was trained. So no matter what, like you can bet on me like a fucking clock, bitch. Like during Christmas time, I'm not working. Because you have to. It's balance. It's work-life balance. I work hard. I do a lot. I'm always busy, but I take time for myself and my family. What's the point of having working hard for all of the things if you don't get to share them with the people that you love? You know
that's true. Yes.
So like it's not. I gotta make this meme that says, "Don't choose me. I'm not a choice." Like, it's not an option for me to hang out with my family for the holidays. It's not an option whether that's going to be a break or not. That's not an option. It's just whether maybe I'm going to spend it with them or by myself, because that's how I get my life, because I want to take that time. So like during not like Christmas holiday, I celebrate every holiday. Like Christmas, I'm taking time for my family because it's a family thing. Easter, I'm gonna either it's something that I'm gonna do with my family, and I'm gonna take a day off. And one, not only that, I give, I it's for God, and I give reverence to God. So it's nothing that's going. I'm never too busy for God. I'm never gonna not take time out, to give God His reverence.
Right.
So there's that time. So I just honor God, but it's I definitely take cutoffs. Like it's cutoffs in any business with me. Like I'm working, but when Christmas comes, don't fucking call me. We're not gonna talk business.
Right? No, I know, I get it. I love my downtime too, and I think it's important to be able to shut off. And I think sometimes I didn't know how to, like it's almost like I do, but I don't, so.
Make you keep going. And I feel like, I'm sorry I had to cut you off but fear will make you keep going. Fear will make you exhausted to the point that you kill yourself, that you give yourself a heart attack. Don't let fear be the driving force, because it's like, I feel like I have to go. I feel like I have to do. I feel like I won't have time. I feel like I won't have enough. But if you trust in God and you trust in whatever you believe in, just know that it's going to work. And are you doing your best? That's all.
Maybe, you know what? And honestly, when you were just saying that, I just thought that a lot of times if you're pushing too hard, that maybe it's kind of like it's a balance, but you could be stopping and blocking your own self because you're not letting the God and the divine universe to catch up with the manifestations or the hard work you've already done, or to reel it all in. And all of a sudden you're building and building and building, and then you're like this little hamster on a running wheel. And if it's not naturally flowing, then there needs to be a break somewhere in there.
Yeah, and you have to. So in order to keep this factory going, and because this is a factory, that I it's like you schedule maintenance for your car. I have maintenance for myself, because I know what I require to function and produce it in the way that God needs me to.
That's true. That's true. And that goes back into saying about knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. If you need a hug when you get home from work, when by doggone, you better get one.
I'm calling yo, I need a hug, and I need one.
I love hugs. I always love hugs. I hug. You know what? When I do my shows, or if I'm one-on-one with a person, I always will ask them, can I hug them when they leave? Because that's how I close it out. So when I do get, I've never had nobody tell me no, but that's part of to where that's kind of like, I always want to just hug and solidify that energy, and because I feel like it's full circle, it's exchange.
And so I'm so sensitive about it. So I'm a hugger, but I have learned, and I know this sounds like I don't have.
Do you give hugs like, you're not giving like hugs like that where you're like not this? I mean, because I'm a good hugger. I'm reeling in. I'm gonna hug you like I'll hug my mama.
I'll hug a homeless stranger before I hug some people that I've known all my life. I'm picky with my hugs.
Yeah.
I'm a sponge. I don't know how your gifts work, but
yes,
when I touch people, I don't want to because I feel, when I say I feel, and I don't think, I wish people I like it's like getting people to understand my assignment. Like I wish people could understand what I'm saying when I say and I touch everything. And so
a lot of times I know a lot of times I think that I had to figure out, or to drop and discern that it's not, to be able to discern what's ours and what's not, because even when you're walking into a space or whatever, or just all of it, it's like you can feel like everything will hit you like.
Yeah, my mom.
And you're like,
mom said that how it hit her. Like when she found out she was an empath, when she was younger, she said she walked in the room and she said she could feel what everybody was feeling. I was like, yeesh. And so
they used to, it's terrible. I mean, it's terrible when you don't know what it is. Once you know what it is, and then you can find out how you can protect how you can protect your own energy. But when you don't know what it is, like when I was little and I was going to school, like I was, I used to get every day I would cry at school, and they would send me home like with a note, a teacher note. I was like in preschool, up into preschool to probably second grade. And my mom would say, when I would come home, she would say, honey, if you don't quit crying at school, they're going to think we're abusing you. Because my mom would say, why are you crying at school? And I would come and I'm like, I don't know. I'd be crying. And she was like, you got to know something. What's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. But I would cry at like a drop of a hat, dude. Like I would just be sitting in the class and all of a sudden I would start crying. But I didn't know why. You know, it was because I was just so, I was so emotional. And
so what,
yeah.
How did you tap into you? So I don't even know, but I remember one night at like 2:00 in the morning, I text my mom, having just never, after doing some research, I text my mom and said, Mom, are you an empath? And she said, yes. Why do you ask? Why have you never told me about this? And I don't know what she said, but we never really had a conversation about it again. And then I
probably because people were, you know, I think a lot of the traditional stuff is that women generally are more sensitive in nature, but when it comes to speaking on things like that and stuff, people aren't as a receptive. And maybe because I feel like your mom's a very strong woman. She's sweet and she's open to you girls. But she keeps a lot to herself as well. So if she does, I just heard she does. Sorry, I can't say. She did. She worked hard to get to where she's at. She doesn't want to let somebody see her weakness.
Yes, and that is yes.
But it's not a weakness. But think about think about, and our parents aren't that old. Like I know your mom's not that old, but I was just gonna say, even think about you know, the hereditary, I just heard hereditary cycle, so I guess that's how I'm supposed to say it. The hereditary cycle, or in things like that, it's just that was just part of the evolution. She was raised by strong women. She's stepped into a strong woman, and there's no time. I just heard there's no time for games. I feel like that's your grandma speaking. Yes, there's no time for games. There's no time for nonsense. You keep going. You keep, and if we don't have the proper support or anything to balance that, but also too, those are parts of us that we and God bless Neighborhood Hope Dealer's mom. I hope she doesn't mind we're speaking. She
probably been watching, hyped up, like, yeah, you already know.
But the thing about it is that, those are parts, maybe those are parts that she chose to, not explore, or she keeps them for herself,
Yeah, she does.
And she knows how to use her energy. She's not, she definitely does, but she's very closed in the sense of who's, like you said about hugging people. She's very concerning and discerning who she opens and offers that to. Mm-hmm. And I do find it very interesting. I think you actually will be in more depths of conversation about this with your mother, because I think that you both have a lot of new levels of your relationship that you can share and explore. Because it's awesome how the physical and the spiritual can incorporate. But this is taking us to next level stuff. Yeah, she's so very proud of you. I know she tells you, but I know you don't ever question that.
I don't. Like somebody said to me, he was like, because he was talking about my dad, but it's in reference to just really my whole family. But the question was, he was like, is Greg really as awesome as he seems? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is my life really as happy as I am?
Yeah.
As it sounds, I am. And I protect that because it's authentic.
Yes. I could feel your emotion in that too. I love it, but it is authentic and it is beautiful because it's very fortunate, and it's a beautiful support system as well, because it's and you also you always can be able to just go and talk to them about anything really, and just be, and that's the thing. It's like open door policy in the Neighborhood Hope Dealer house, which I like that, because you should never be afraid of your parents. Yep. It's like if your parents should be able to be the number one people that are going to have your back and tell you the truth in the same token. Yep. And and a lot of times I grew up where we were in fear. You know what I mean? Kind of like, okay, don't do this, don't do, or
it was kind of, people are like that. A lot of people are in fear, and So me and my sister, every time we get together, we we have we're human, so we have human spats and quarrels that you wouldn't believe. But she just be like, we was made different. We was raised different in a lot
right.
of people, but
Yeah.
it made us. I think we were the family that was probably counted out because of how we were raised, but how we were raised actually, made them sleep on our family. But our family is okay,
But it wasn't not, and I want to, that I don't mean that in a bad connotation or bad context, but I think once again, I don't blame nobody because I'm an adult, I'm an adult, and I also realized that was part of probably my chart and something I had to experience that also made me like balance that emotional energy in that time frame. Well, everything was kind of like, control, it was all control. Like I'm the parent, you're the child kind of thing. And you're like, and you're already the sensitive kid. And you're like, still, like, but this is my energy though. Like, I'm all over the place. Like if they tell me to set my ass down, I want to be bopping all around and jumping off the walls and everything.
So with that, so to kind of like, so there is that. So we did have that fear as kids, but as we're older, like we were trained so that we could become friends. But there's still that respect there, and it's a choice it's a choice to continue with that respect, but it's worth the choice. So, but there is a respect there with my parents. Like I curse in front of my dad. I'm me all the time,
Oh yeah.
So, but it's just the respect that's gonna always be there. That's always I don't know. Like when I tell you, Marcy, I'm blessed. I couldn't. It's not words that I could. It's no words in the human language to translate, and it's probably not supposed to be, because if people knew how blessed I was for real, they'd probably try to come and take it.
No, you can. You actually you have your love it extends all of that. Your beautiful heart extends that to the world in everything that you do. So they do, and that's the well, I was going to use the word dumb, but I'm human, so my ego wants to say that's the dumb shit people try to pull. Why your beautiful energy, you're already willing to extend in your smile alone. And so why would they even want to try to take it? Because it doesn't belong to them when you would naturally give it to them. That's like, if you don't need to go on my energetic purse. If you ask me for a hug, I'm gonna think about it and discern and give you one. You don't need to try to because they're
that's why they take it, because they know they can't get it, because they know, like, if I came to you through me and you would discern that I'm not the but the thing is, I probably would. You're probably the person I would give it to. If you ask me for it, it's yours. All you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is
open.
But people don't know they're afraid of being vulnerable.
It's the intent. And that's why, I mean, I would just always feel like, people are responsible for their own intentions. So, that's the thing. It's like, them motherfuckers, yup, Fulton.
These motherfuckers.
I know. That's what's I still to this, in my mind, I walk in the house and I'm like, these motherfuckers. I still been saying it. Because I know that transmutes that energy, because I don't ever really get mad. I mean, I have been mad, but I mean, when I just start, as soon as I say these motherfuckers, and I kind of start laughing. So hunters do what hunters do. That part.
All right, so I think we are at a good place for I have I don't know where my book is. But I pulled 3 cards, but it's this one card that I really want to read for you guys, but I don't know where the book is. Oh, boom, I found it. Marcy, you can take us out on some with your spiritual healing.
I will. You're gonna do a card. You're gonna do a card, and then if you do a card, I'm all like, I'm such a I know I'm bossy, but I'm not. I don't mean to be bossy, but I'm so. Oh, I was saying you do your cards, and then I like this book of light. I'm like, I swear to God, mothers, lovers, motherfuckers. I'll pull an excerpt from this, because this is we like this. So if you do the cards, I'll pull an excerpt from this.
Okay. So I'll show you the 3 cards. I'm gonna pick the one in the middle. So this is the first card that I pulled for today.
Okay. Oh.
Love and compassion.
Oh yes.
And then we got this one. This is the one I'm gonna read. We got stepping through.
Mm.
And then we got home.
Yeah. Oh, that one hit my heart. Um, that can I can I touch on that? Pardon me. Can I touch on your cards?
Yeah.
When we're okay, so we're gonna take it out with the healing, but actually, when I was like, in a nutshell, we're kind of speaking about those residual ends, those residual loose ends, and the emotional healing and the love of the self and stuff. I feel like that brings it all home. Because the compassion for the self, if you give yourself 10 minutes instead of the programming of us being so hard on ourselves, give yourself 10 minutes to actually stand there and realize that own who in the heck you are. Even when you want to lay on the kitchen floor and cry, you're still a BAMF. That's a badass motherfucker.
Okay. All right. I love how you tied that together. That was perfect. And so I don't know why I'm called to stepping through, but I feel like that's what we're doing. We're stepping through, and the residual, and we're stepping through back to ourselves. Essentially, that's no matter what journey you're going to go on in your life, no matter what you find, no matter what you look for, like you're gonna end up like in the same place, and that's back at yourself, with yourself. No matter what, just you. Like whatever you're seeking, whatever you're looking for, money, you're gonna find yourself. You love, you're gonna go back to yourself. Home. And so she's pointed at her heart. Like this is a person like you looking for, it's in whatever you, there's a universe inside of you. So there's that. All right. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this card. Okay, it says, follow your heart, dream big, stepping through something that has been holding you back, the threshold, starting new projects, self-belief. It is possible, the road less traveled. Step in and step up all those dreams of your projects you have been putting off. Now is the time to start. Even if it's just one small element of the bigger picture. Although just do it has been coined by a commercial brand, it is one of my fundamental mantras. We will always have a myriad of reasons why today is the day. But remember, opportunity dances with those on the dance floor. H. Jackson Brown Jr. When you start something, talk about it. Take consistent steps to actualize it, and you will see it take on a momentum of its own. The right people, places, and opportunities will magnetize, and it will start to come together. Don't be afraid to fail. The success we see around us has come from perseverance. Falling and getting back up again is a part of the journey. Focus your energies and commitment to seeing your vision become a reality. You are a human, so set reasonable expectations, and know that when you apply yourself, you can make amazing things happen. Building a dream can seem overwhelming, but if you break it down and you make a plan, you will gracefully find a way through. You might be able to manage most aspects of a project, and it is great to have an incentive to learn more skills, but it doesn't mean you need to do it all on your own. Whatever you are aiming to achieve, there are people out there with the tools and skills and energy that you may be missing. Look at the bigger picture. I'm sure that's what it says. And delegate. A mentor, a people on similar journey, or accountability buddy can be a wonderful supporters and allies. Following your dreams is fulfilling and empowering, but it is often the path less traveled. You may need a plot. You may need to plot your own course or invent a way through. Also, consider what kind of lifestyle you would like, and know it may change and evolve as you do. What you do, what you can do, or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. What you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And that's from John Answer, inspired by a John Joanne Wolfgang von Goethe. All right, so it says divinatory meaning. The time is now. No more excuses are tomorrow. Whatever you've been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside of your comfort zone, but that is where the magic happens. Take a leap. Combine your intuition with a plan of action. Break it down and trust the puzzle will come together piece by piece and through the courageous act of making a start.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So,
You ever think, I just think about the comfort, like the stepping out of your comfort zone is also too, if you're used to I guess and not that everybody is, but it stepping out of the comfort zone also too could relate to basically not waiting for the ball to drop, like like everything's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. I've said it before, but instead of like that residual energy of just always like thinking that you're playing, when I said earlier, like you feel like you're playing Frogger, it's like, man, you got to take a break from playing Frogger, right? But maybe maybe we're done playing Frogger in a sense, because you've already crossed the street several times. You just got to knock out that energy that keeps telling you that,
yep.
that you're dodge, duck. What's that? Dodge, duck, dip, dive. Like you're playing dodgeball. Yeah.
It's PTSD. Spiritual.
And it actually, you know what? That actually, yeah.
So let's heal this spiritual PTSD. If that's the healing, if that's the Venus healing, or that's what I'm asking for, the spiritual healing of this
actually
PTSD.
Let's set that intent. Let's set that intent for this evening after we're off this live, and let this energy continue and carry us throughout the evening and through the rest of our days. Mm-hmm. Because everything is as everyone needs it. So energetically, it's ever in motion, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have these Ascension healing desks that I've showed them before. I think when I was on, I have other ones, but Neighborhood Hope Dealers suggest we lock them together. So this is a new one, but this is going to be great. I mean, because I'm down for it. But I want to send anybody that's on the live that's willing to receive this healing energy. Just in your mind, accept it and say yes. And if you're not, that's okay. You don't have to. That's perfectly fine. But my intention is to clean up the spiritual Frogger residue, right? And send some compassion and emotional healing to our heart centers, which is also our Christ conscious centers. So that's you meeting the innocent parts of you and knowing you're pure and innocent within your soul, and that you do deserve love as you allow yourself to receive love. So this is like basically energetically Reiki, going to give ourselves hugs, and for the collective. So you can hold your hand on your heart, or you can hold the set the intent, and I'm going to go ahead and lock in some energy for you. Actually, I'm going to do it all in my palm and send it to the collective. Breathe it in, Leanne. I just heard breathe. Hold on. Send it to the hearts. When I hit it to your heart, I like to shoot it to the heart and spread it, because I'm going to open your heart. And the first one kind of is like, feels like this, and then I'm going to shoot it again. I felt that one. That one jumped up to your throat, Leandra. I know I always leave the Leandra off, and I would say Leanne. She knows that I know your name. Okay, whatever. I was just told. I just do what I'm showed to do. So I was just told to spiral in some energy here. Shoot it to my palm. Spiral in some energy. Shoot it to the palm. Shoot it to the collective. I'm wrapping you in wings. I just seen, but I just do what I'm being shown to do. So I laughed because I was like, I don't even question it anymore. I just was like, okay, I don't care how crazy this looks, but this is what they're showing me to do. And then when I'm doing it, I heard wrapping them in the wings. So it's almost like I'm like duct taping wings on you all. Like I'm duct taping you, said love.
Big
All
looking
right.
up me.
I'm not doing it, right? But they're using me to do it. God's using me to do it. All right. I'm going to do another energy ball of love here. Man, we are all going to be so spiritual. Actually, I needed this, I think, and I'm grateful to. I think we all needed this.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the angels have gotten their wings.
Yeah, I felt a lot of energy lift. I feel peace. And now we're just going to drop some golden glitter from the ceilings because I like to wrap this up with the golden light of Christ. So I'm sunshine and rainbow. So I always say like the golden light of Christ. So like this waterfalls of golden glitter from your ceiling. Let it reach down to your crown, drop down to your midsection, down to your entire body. We're grounded into the earth now. Silver glitter coming up around your feet, locked into your toes. A little gold glitter just dropped on your nose. You get to take that one to bed. That's like a little nursery rhyme for the kids.
I'm with the shits. Thank you for the glitter.
Thank you. Thank you, Amber. Thank you for receiving the energy and being on with us live tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I actually got these change in direction. I don't know I change in direction because I got the power of love cards because we were working on the heart chakra center. I was like, okay, I would shuffle these in and let's see how let's do a closing message and see how this healing has served us all. Be gentle with yourselves. Let your heart shine and radiate from the inside out.
Love and compassion for yourself.
I think, yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. I just showed what ones to pull out. So I'm gonna, like the bottom of the deck, because 3 is the magic number. So actually, I got these two. Wait, I'm not showing you the bottom of the deck. I already saw it. Wait till we're done because I already saw it and I knew respect. All right. So we're respecting ourselves, and I'll read this. The first one was respect. You value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. Mm-hmm. We touched on that today. Friendliness. I got friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections, connecting to the soul family. But the bottom of the deck is forgiveness, and you had said that earlier, Leandra. Neighborhood hope dealer, my girl. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. That is what we just did. Spiritually, spiritually and physically. So from our higher conscious to from our egos to our higher conscious selves, and we reel it in full circle. But I just did like the whole what is that? The affinity. I thought we reeled it in full circle, and then I did the affinity. I was gonna be like, boom.
Thank you.
I don't know.
This is perfect.
Yeah, it was. I feel very much in gratitude to be here. Yeah, and to work with you, and to work with Mystical Illuminations, and of course the Peace Dealer. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but I will. See how he's doing.
You already know he be busy, but when time
bebopping.
You already know. But make sure y'all look, check us out. Where Peace Meets Hope. We kick it off this weekend. I just been so tired that I ain't fucking. The thing just told me to fucking get started, but I haven't. I haven't been able to make the advertisement. But we kicking it back off. It's something that's gonna stick around, and I think it'll only get better. I think this will only get better. I know this will only get better. Because this is a great year. So my year is. My years, and this year is called Ready or Not. And so. Ready or not.
Ooh, I kept hearing, you know what? That's funny you said that because there was somebody, I think somebody was on TikTok and they kept channeling the song Ready or Not, Here I Come, right? The Fugees. You can't hide. Yeah, but that actually just for you so that's right on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the theme for the year, and I just know this is going to be a good year, and I look forward to it. And I'm releasing all of the spiritual fog grog. I don't need it anymore.
That's true. God, that actually, yeah. God bless you for that. That we needed that. That was couldn't been said more, but perfect. That was channeled. That was so channeled. Just like that. Woo! Like throwing money on the stripper stage, just like that. Woo!
I learned that from you. I learned that from you. Yep.
I love you, and God bless you. God bless you all.
We will see you guys next time. Catch us. What we doing? Are we doing this next week or the week after next?
Whenever you're ready. I'm good. I think we'll get back in the swing a little bit, and if you want to do it, however you want to do it every week, every other week, I'm good. I'm down.
Let's do it every week. Let's just keep it in rotation. So let's come back next Monday.
Okay.
We just got finished saying, do it, go now. So you know what? Let's do it. Let's go now.
Yes, let's go now. So we've just locked ourselves in. We locked ourselves in and hope to see all your beautiful faces next Monday.
I see you next Monday. With that being said, we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.